Before I tell you the story about my debut album, The Awakening, I have to tell you about this dynamic group of people known as HipHope. HipHope is where it all began for me, really. Let me explain. So 2005, I meet Kanji. I'm in Kijiji Records. I'm kinda signed, but I'm too young to sign a contract, and I'm just kinda working on music. In 2006, January, I meet this guy who, to me, felt like the craziest guy on earth. He told me stories about how he was in Coast and he had this spiritual experience and he wanted to walk all the way from Mombasa to Egypt. I don't know what he was thinking. Yeah, he had just quit his job, working in a bank, because he wanted to do music and he was sure that God had told him to do music. And he used to be a producer, but now he's not producing, he wants to be a rapper. I was like, dude, I don't know what your deal is, but there's a nice vibe I'm getting from hanging out with you. Enter A-Star, the light that leads to the light, like the star that led the wise man straight to Christ. That's what he used to call himself, A-Star, Richard Njao. So he walks into Kijiji, like literally walks in, and he camps there for about 2 months, every day, saying, you are the guys who need to produce my music. You are the guys who need to do my stuff. And no one was giving him time of day. But because he was so persistent, because he was always there, Kanji was like, you know what, fine, just get him into studio so I can get him out of here. And he jumps into studio and he was ready, and it was magic. His producer at the time was also a young guy who had just joined Kijiji, David Blackman Mudami. It was like Kobe and Shaq. Like they were destined to meet. It was beautiful. The first time they went into studio together was his debut hit single. Like back then, you need to understand, we didn't have gospel music playing on mainstream stations. His song, I think it debuted on Capital FM. I was like, which gospel artist has a song that debuts on Capital FM? What was that? Anyway, so this is the guy that I found myself hanging out with because I was the rapper who was there. Now he's another rapper, so we're two of us. So Kanji tried to make us into an outfit of sorts. So we kept hanging out, we kept sharing, and he did an event where he had a live band and he called it HipHope because he really wanted to reach out to his people through his music, but in a different way, not with a track, but with a live band. So then I jump in. And then somewhere along the line, this crazy guy from Dandora jumps in. Sick MC. Crazy imagery. Yeah, some of you already know that I'm talking about Giuliani. He was electrifying on stage. It was such a fresh experience to have, because he had just left Ukoflani Mau Mau and he had just given his life to Christ. So he was in a transition period and he needed people to walk with him in the journey. And then now we had Michelle Kwambo, who was femc extraordinaire as well. She had just decided to become a Christian and she joined the stable as well. And then somewhere along the line, Mayonde joined in as well. Back then we used to call her D. Shout out to you, D. But now she's known as Mayonde. She joined the stable as well. And then we had Shiro join the stable as well. And then we had Bupe join the stable as well. And we became this outfit known as HipHope. We had a DJ Sparks as well. We had our producer, we had the DJ, we had singers, we had rappers. It was the business. So for years, we used to do these live shows during the holidays, just reaching out to young kids in high school and going on tours in partnership with K Crew and other DJ. It was lots of fun. That was HipHope. That's what shaped how I approached performance, how I approached music in the studio, how we did collabos. It was such an amazing time creating together. I think that's where I learned how to perform. That's where I learned how to be the persona on stage that I actually am. Hi, my name is Rigga. For those who might not know me, I'm a rapper, singer, songwriter, recording, performing artist, and now a producer. The reason I'm doing this series of videos is for you to just come on the journey with me and understand how I got to this place, making music for myself. It's a lot of experience, it's a fun ride. I'm releasing my self-produced EP on September the 14th, 2017. And for those who want to know how they can get their hands on that music, check the links below. And if it's after September the 14th, guess what? It's still at the links below. So follow the link below to get the music.